Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Braylon. Some of you may know me better as Pisces Priestess. And I'm sitting down today to talk to you about some of the very big changes going on in our universe. A lot of you are really wondering what's going on? What's these shifts that we feel? Why is everything so intense right now? Well, it's my honor to sit down and kind of channel some things for the collective and just kind of give my perspective. I am here to talk to you mostly about the Taurus new moon happening today. I feel like it's happening in a couple hours. Right now it's about 4 where I am. And I believe it happens around 7. But I'm not sure, guys. I just know that there's a Taurus moon tonight. And I also know that today is a huge day for astrology, for the universe, energetically. This is the day that Uranus, whatever, is shifting into Taurus. If it's my understanding that Uranus. Uranus it takes 7 years to shift signs. It's been hanging out in Aries for the last 7 years. And a lot of people in the astrology community are talking about Uranus's shift into Taurus today, which is the ruling planet of Aquarius. We can talk a little bit about this, you guys, because it really is a major game player with this new moon. They both shifted at the same time. The new moon is happening at the same time as Uranus shifts into Taurus. Taurus energy is lit right now. We got the sun in Taurus. We've got the moon in Taurus. We've got Mercury in Taurus that shifted there a couple days ago. And now Uranus is joining the Taurus squad. So if there are any Taurus watching this, you guys are major game players in May. We're still in Taurus season for the next few days until the sun shifts in Gemini. And most of you may know that when we have the sun and the moon in the same zodiac sign, we have what we call a new moon. And that's going to be what we talk about. But first, I do want to mention the fact that Uranus, I'm not sure if I'll have time to do a video for Uranus shifting into Taurus, but this is the planet that rules Aquarius, you guys. This is the only planet that spins on its side. Most planets have an orbit like this. Uranus is so unique, so different, so rare and bizarre. I mean, it's the ruling planet of Aquarius. Aquarius are the aliens of the zodiac. They're very interesting people, to say the least. I love calling Aquarius as aliens. It's really the only word that I have found, and I don't like to label or anything like that, but Aquariuses are very unique individuals, very otherworldly, very galactic and quantumly from different realms. So, you can tell a lot about a zodiac sign by the ruling planet of that zodiac sign. So the reason why Aquariuses dance to the beat of their own drum, the reason why they have a different orbit, they live life differently, they see life differently, well, it's because they're ruled by the sky god. Uranus is the god of the heavens. And we can even mention a little bit about Greek mythology here. If there's any Greek geeks that enjoy Greek mythology, you can comment below. Anything you know about Uranus and Gaia, really interesting, I'm mentioning that. We can bring up some Titan energy. So yeah, definitely some interesting shifts, you guys. Basically, Uranus is the planet of sudden change, shock. A lot of people compare Uranus to thunder coming down, and it's no wonder that we've had some thunder the past few days, past week or so. It's because Uranus is really bringing the fumble. It's bringing the rumble and the tumble and the fumble energy. It's shifting. So whenever Uranus shifts in the sky, you guys, there's different surprises happening. So you want to look to your chart, your birth chart, and really uncover where Taurus energy is and where your natal Uranus is. So today we're going to be looking at Taurus energy. We're going to talk a lot about Taurus because this is what's going on, guys. We've got all this energy in Taurus. For me, I'm just happy to be here talking to you because let me tell you, just because I'm behind a computer screen talking, it does not mean that I am not going through these energies. If anything, since I've opened myself up to astrology over the past year, these energies this is welcoming these energies into my life. So knowing my moon, knowing my birth chart, knowing all these planet placements and in my destiny and my soul's window, my blueprint to my soul, it has really opened up the understanding of these transits, and I do my best to follow the moon and all the planets. I'm always checking where the energy is happening, and that's why I'm in front of a camera talking to you guys, because I know not everybody knows or understands, astrology. So this is my passion, and I'm here to talk to you about the new moon. And I actually have a Taurus moon, so I'm very much feeling this energy. I'm a very young Taurus soul. I have a 0-degree Taurus moon, so very young Taurus soul. Shout out to any of my Taurus sun, moon, risings watching. Everyone has Taurus energy somewhere though, so this is going to apply to all of us. And at the end, I'm going to pull a tarot card for each of the 12 zodiacs, and I'm going to explain a little bit about where this energy is for you, collectively and in general on the zodiac wheel. But as far as your birth charts, you guys, you're gonna have to hit me up with your birth time so we can take a little bit deeper of a look into your specific natal personal birth chart. But I've got you covered when it comes to the collective. So we're gonna be talking in general here today. So the new moon, you guys, there's a new moon every month. We have a full moon and a new moon. The differences between the full moon and the new moon is that the full moon is opposite the sun. The new moon is conjunct the sun. So when we have a full moon, the sun is opposite the moon, shining all its light on that full moon to reflect, right? But when we have a new moon, the energy is a little bit different. Full moons bring completions. They bring new beginnings. New moons are seeds. And I'm really liking this theme. Anytime there's a new moon in the earth sign, it really does bring extra energy to that seed, because earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it's literally Gaia. It's literally our earth. That's why I've got my green on and my plants, good vibes only. So yeah, earth energy is all about growth. It's all about fertility. When you're talking about water with earth, it's all about grounded energy, logical, practical, So this is the fixed earth sign though. Taurus is the fixed earth sign. Capricorn is the cardinal. That would be more about grounded action. And Virgo is the mutable earth sign. That would be more about grounded changes in our logical, practical lifestyle. But Taurus is fixed. So Taurus is that earth sign that is stable. They're very balanced, I would say. And it's all about stability, really. It's about the stability that one can reach through logic, common sense, practicalities, but it's very grounded energy. Grounded signs, earth signs, are able to bring energies from the universe down to our realm. So, this is happening in a very fixed, stable way with this Taurus new moon, and it's an earth sign. So the seeds that we plant, the energy just so happens to kind of accommodate that. And the seeds that we're planting, you guys, are going to come to fruition on the Sagittarius full moon, okay? And that is going to be later on in the month, around the 29th. We're going to have a Sagittarius full moon. So we're planting these very earthy, logical seeds. A wonderful time, you guys, to really... every new moon I sit down. I just recently bought a diary just for I have diary that I write in other times, but I bought a diary just specifically for the new moons and the full moons. I like to, these are very important. The moon cycle is very important to us as human beings. The moon is symbolic for our soul. It's symbolic for our innermost feelings, what's hidden. The moon is a feminine energy, and the sun is a masculine energy. So anytime we have a full moon or a new moon, it's directly working with the sun and the moon. So when we had that full moon in Scorpio, that was the moon in Scorpio with the sun opposite in Taurus. Now we've got both the moon and the sun. You can look up Planet Watcher, and if you want to look at the sky, you'll see that Mercury's in Taurus, the sun is in Taurus, the moon is in Taurus, and Uranus just entered Taurus. So we've got a mini Taurus stellium. Anytime there's 3 or more planets in one zodiac sign, we've got a stellium. So there's a lot of energy today, you guys. There's been a lot of energy for the past month or so. A lot of shifts coming up, a lot of retrogrades. So the energy is just, I've been saying that it's not really good or bad. It's just intense. So I guess it depends on if you consider intense bad or good. I mean, anxiety and excitement feel the same way. It's just all about your perception. Are you worried or are you excited? You know what I mean? So, a big message that my guides are really telling me to share is patience. Taurus, whenever there's a new moon or a full moon, you really want to look to the sign. You want to look to the energy. So we've got earth energy. It's fixed. So it's about stability and logic, practicality, grounded, and then you want to look to what the house is in the universe. So this is a new moon in our second house, you guys. Second house, our universe has all these houses. And the second house of our universe belongs to Taurus. Taurus focuses on our value, our worth, our possessions. So this is bringing the intent to what it is that we consider ours, okay? The opposite sign of Taurus is Scorpio, which would be shared resources, shared possessions, shared values, intimacy, sex, death, transformation, things that happen to two or more people. But Taurus is that energy that brings things to it is good to feel like we have things that belong to just us, right? So that's why the universe has given us all our own personal second house. In my natal chart, my second house is Pisces. So if you ever want to know the tools that the universe sent you here with, you want to look to your second house and inner energies that are in the second house. So collectively, right now, the universe is kind of speaking, telling us that right now we possess our own awareness with the sun in Taurus. We possess our own feelings and emotions. I possess, this pen is mine, but also I'm mine. My emotions belong to me. So when we talk about what belongs to us, we don't want to confuse this earth energy with just the material, tangible world, because earth signs are put in that category way too often. Earth signs have emotions too. Earth signs are some of the most undercover spiritual people. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, they're opposite water for a reason. They hide their emotions for a reason, but don't sleep on Taurus energy. This does not just mean, the things that we physically have, like this is my pen, this is my mouse to my computer, my lighter, you know what I mean? Because I also own my emotions. I also own my spirituality. I own my decisions. We can talk about houses that we own or feelings that we own, but I just want you to focus on whatever you consider a possession of yours. Like our sanity. That's another thing that I heard a little while ago when I was taking notes for the video, is that some of us just want to possess our own, like ourselves. And this is coming up because we just got through a very intense Aries cycle where we had Mercury in Aries. Everything passed through Pisces and Aries, and it's being reborn now. Taurus is in a way the first zodiac sign because Aries energy is spent. Aries is the first zodiac sign, but I like Taurus because Taurus is like it's like the February, you know what I mean? Like January, hey, happy new year, the number new year. The astrological new year is technically March 20th. But I always say, when we go through that new year, as far as the numbers go, when we change from 2017 to 2018 to 2019, we have that ball that drops in New York or whatever. Well, I've always said that January is like it's like a void because they're amped up like, oh, it's a new year, la 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 la. But what winds up happening more times than not is January just goes by and no one really sticks to their New Year's resolutions. So January is like kind of like a transparent month. So I feel like Aries is a bit like that because they symbolize the real new year. So, Aries season is spent focusing on who we are. We just went through a very intense cycle of self. The sun was there. We had a new moon. Last time we spoke was the new moon in Aries. So hopefully we took advantage of that and we set new intentions for the new us. A lot of us are going through higher selves, lower self transitions, And what I mean by that is that we went through that Scorpio full moon, which was a transformation, a death, a rebirth. There's things that are just dead now, guys. And it could be relationships, jobs, it's an energy. There is an energy that we had access to 4 months ago that we do not have access to anymore. And, I'm speaking right to myself too, that some of us are really trying to breathe life into dead situations. And that's not going to work out with Taurus. Because the reason why we went through the Aries season to discover the new higher selves, we've been blessed with, if you're not walking as your higher self right now, it's not because of the universe. It's not because you got left out. It's because you are not ready, I guess, to walk into that authenticity. Because I tell you what, you can't go through Aries season without at least being shown who you are. Aries season gives you, that's why all these Aries, they go through their birthdays, they go through their solar returns. Now all the Aries on our planet are a year older, and there was some new Aries born. So we've got some new Aries energy here. But every year around March and April, these Aries, they grow. Like, so now we got Taurus. Now Tauruses are here for another year, and the solar return is kind of, it's swept their awareness. Now remember, we have all these people on Earth that represent these zodiac signs. So the individuals that represent Taurus are going through a solar return. So what they're aware of is changing. They've been aware of it for a year now, so it's like time to upgrade for them. And I'm mentioning this because that happened in Aries season with all the Aries energy. We all have these energies everywhere, guys. So it's really important to know, it gives you just more insight when you know that this is happening in your third house or your fourth house or your 10th house or your moon. So, if you guys don't know where those energies are, I'd be more than willing to conversate with you about that. But my point is, you guys, is we've already went through Aries season. Mercury's already went through Aries. Venus has already went through Aries and Taurus. The moon has went through Aries as far as new moon. Uranus has went through Aries. Okay, that's a big game changer. And now the attention is being brought from, before you know what you have as a person, before this lighter won't belong to anybody if there's no one around to know who they are. You know what I mean? I'm trying to explain this the best that I can, but there is a lot of crazy energy right now. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we have to first discover who we are, and then we have to be somebody to have something. You know what I mean? If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Okay, so what I'm saying, I'm a Pisces. I like to sing sometimes, but it's true. You better wake up and pay attention. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. So the reason why that song came up is because Aries season teaches us who we are. It teaches us self. It teaches us, Aries is a cardinal fire sign, so it's action, it's passion, it's forward movement. Aries is the ram. So we've been through this, you guys, and now all that energy is transitioning into our value. Now that we know who we are, what do you got? Who are you? What do you got? Let's talk about it. Emotions. That's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Very soon, the sun is going to enter Gemini, which is going to be more about communication. It's going to be more about short distance travel. Like, now that you know who you are and you know what you got, where you going, what you saying. And then it'll be Cancer, which is, what do you feel about this? Where do you live? Where's your foundation? So astrology is lit, you guys, and I love astrology so much. But just to kind of I don't want to lose some of you. This is about the Taurus new moon. Just to keep it simple, like I was saying, I got a little off track, but I like to write down my intentions for the new moon. Tonight, and I like to wait until the night. I know the new moon is at like maybe 7 or so, but I'm waiting until the night is dark, so that I can go outside, and you're not going to be able to see the moon. Okay, that's the new moon becomes hidden, and that's because it's a seed in the ground. And then in a couple days, there's going to be a little bit of a crescent, and then the moon's going to grow in light, grow in light, grow until it's full in Sagittarius. So between now and the 29th, we are going to see, it's up to you, but we are going to, this is magic, you guys. Every month there is alchemy available for us. You just have to know where these energies are for you personally, for you in the universe. And I'm going to do that at the end of this video. I'll tell you where this energy is happening for you as a zodiac sign. But this is a time to plant very logical, like, this is okay. It's okay. This is the time where, like, Aries season, it's okay to be selfish. Taurus season, it's okay to be stubborn. Okay? So it's okay to be stubborn about your worth, and I'm really trying to avoid saying this, but for those of you, myself included, for those of you who are having a hard time right now, really, this energy is really beating down on you, it's because you are not walking in your true self, even though the universe, like, that is so painful for the universe to show you something, to get you ready for something, and for you to pull back. I mean, it's literally swimming against the current. And it's not just water, it's like the current of the universe, the vibrations, the frequency. A lot of us, we can feel the new us's. A lot of us can feel the new versions of ourselves. A lot of us know the new lives that are trying to happen. But for some reason, some of us are holding on to old values. We're hanging on to old versions of ourselves. Now, this is not going to be an easy transit for those of us, because we know who we are, we know our values, and we're still hanging on to things that just aren't a true reflection of our new value. Like, this is all about our possessions, you guys. So we possess new value now. Taurus season helped us with that. We all possess new value. We have a new worth to possess. It's not easy to, low self-esteem is coming up here. You know what I mean? It's not easy for the universe to show you a version of yourself that is better than you've ever. What? That's me? I'm worth that much? I have that value? Like, that's how much you value me, universe? And the trick is to create a foundation for all these energies. You know what I mean? We have to do something physical. So that's my advice to you. I have a Capricorn rising and a Taurus moon. So I have a lot of earth energy, you guys. And my advice to you that I'm channeling is to really do something physical. When there's energy in earth, it's really symbolic for you to do something tangible and real. You know what I mean? So it can be getting a physical piece of paper. It's, usually I say, oh, it's okay if you don't want to write. You can just think about it. No, guys, it's time to make this real. You know what I mean? It's time to really make this real, because Gemini season, that's a portal, okay? And when we enter that, we're going to be back, because Gemini is kind of human, you know what I mean? And this Sagittarius full moon, you guys, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to talk to you with it, because this energy is happening in my 4th house. So I can just dream on. Like, I am not going to be living in the same area with Uranus, with a new moon happening on my south node. Like, this energy is happening in my south node, my moon, in my 4th house. So I am in the middle of like moving, which is so crazy. There's just so many changes. So for those of you out there that are just going through so much transformation, the Scorpio full moon was the initiation of this. We're still, it's like we're just now cracking open the cocoon, the chrysalis, and we're about to fly as butterflies. But some of us are waiting in the cocoon like, I don't want to go out. They're going to make me do stuff. I don't want to leave. No. Like, I've literally been feeling like crawling under a rock and just not even, but come on now. We are alive and we are breathing. That's another thing, is we can just breathe, because this is grounded energy, you guys. We can breathe in that air energy that's coming in with Gemini. We got Venus and Gemini, it's all about the abundance of breath with Venus and Gemini. And then we can ground that energy. So back to my advice though, part of grounding this energy is really doing something tangible, doing something physical in the name of this physical energy, because the universe is giving us advice, okay? The sun is in Taurus, showing us the awareness of our worth, our value, our foundation. The moon is in Taurus. There's a new moon in Taurus tonight, coupled with the sun. So this is about what we see and what we feel, and the worth of that, the value of that, what we possess. What do you feel like you possess? What do you see that you possess? And what is the relationship between those two things? Now, Mercury is in Taurus too. Mercury's going to be here for a little bit. Mercury is the planet of communication and thoughts, okay? This is the messenger of God. So God is literally trying to speak to us through this energy, through our mental, through our mind. So it's like we've been given this stability. You know what I mean? And then Uranus is here now, which is all about sudden change. So Uranus is here in Taurus for a little bit until it retrogrades back into Aries. But all this energy has come to Taurus because the collective needs to know their value now. We need to ground this energy. There is a time to be floaty and boaty. Okay, we have water seasons for that. There's a time to be illusion and magical with Neptune energies and Pisces energies. But guys, as much as I would like to say this is dream time, it's not. We've dreamt for it's time to bring things, the universe wants to reward us. This is reminding me of the Ace of Pentacles. The universe wants to give us something real. There's a time to dream and there's a time to be. You know what I mean? And trust me, I've got that earth water energy. So I know when it's a time to feel. I can sit and feel all day and dream and imagine all day. But it's not going to be my reality until I access my Capricorn rising Taurus moon to go out and do something about it. You know what I mean? So all of us have had dreams and wishes. We wish every day. We hope every day. We've got all these dreams and wishes and goals. And now it's time to actually, take action towards those. That's what the universe is saying, is that it's time to get moving. Like, we have thought about this enough. We have dreamed about this enough. And it's literally, some of us, it's really sad. But what the universe just told me is that we don't think we deserve it, you know? So what? Why did we spend all that time dreaming about everything then? If we're going to get to the finish line, like what did we not think we were really going to get it? You know, did we just think that we were dreaming and that this was an illusion? It's so interesting how we set goals for ourselves, and goals are great illusions, because when you reach that goal, when you actually get the thing that you never thought you would have, you shift and you're like, well, what now? What now? I guess I'll just wait it out. So some of us are just waiting for the universe to show us the way. And it's like the universe is like, bro, I'm showing you through all this Taurus energy. I'm showing you through the sun. I'm showing you through the moon. I'm showing you through Uranus. I'm showing you through Mercury. But some of us are just being stubborn. But you know what? Taurus is a patient sign. That's one thing I like about Taurus, is that they don't have to be as go as Capricorn, and they're not as analytical as Virgo. They're calmly in the middle. And Taurus can somehow still be grounded, even though maybe they're at a crossroads. You know what I mean? That's why I like Taurus, because Taurus is fixed and it's stable, and there's nothing better than stable. I like all the fixed signs, honestly. Without the fixed signs, I feel like our universe would just kind of fall into, like, we all have our superpowers, you know. Mutable energy allows us to change. Cardinal energies allows us to move forward, but fixed energy allows us to have a foundation. That's why foundation is coming up so much. So, you know, guys, honestly, all bullshit aside, bullshit, Taurus, bull. All bullshit aside, this is a beautiful energy. You know, I know a lot of us are feeling very, like, stressed out, and like, oh my God, like, it's weird to feel like this, but be stable. You know, usually when you feel chaotic, energies are all over the place, but Taurus takes any energy and just grounds it, you know what I mean? Like, I have a Taurus moon, you know what I mean? And I don't have many Tauruses in my life, but Taurus energy, I'm an empath. And right now, I'm feeling the Taurus energy, and it just feels like scary calm. Like, why is this calm? I would rather things be all over. Like, and Taurus is like, nah, it'll be alright. So I don't know, guys. I guess Taurus is stubborn for a reason in that way. I hate calling Taurus stubborn, but Taurus is stubborn because they know their worth. They know beauty. They're ruled by Venus. Let's not forget to mention this is a Venusian energy. So it's about abundance, you guys. The universe is forcing us. We are such little bitch babies right now. The universe is forcing us to see everything we've worked for. And we are some of us are throwing a fit because the universe is removing certain things that we were attached to. Like, listen, B, you found your worth. You wanted to be appreciated. Be careful what you wish for, type of thing. So the universe is like, yes, I hear you. You know, you are worth that. You are worth that dream. Here it is. Here it is. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. And now we're like, oh, but I didn't know that would take me away from this location. I didn't know that would take me away from this person. Can I go back to not valuing myself, please? And the universe is like, well, no, because we don't do that. You know what I mean? The North Node is still in Leo. The North Node and South Node are both in fixed signs. So we can't forget to mention that either, that our destiny is meant to be stabilized right now. This whole 19 months until November, when the North Node switches into Capricorn or Cancer, and the South Node switches into Capricorn, that's going to be when these energies aren't so stable anymore, and when our destiny is like, well, we're going after it, you know what I mean? Because it's cardinal. So we'll be going after those energies then. But right now, guys, there is a lot of energy moving from fixed to mutable. Even though Mercury is going to hang out there, Uranus is going to hang out there. So we're going to have stable change. Please, I'm about to cry. Please open yourself up to the change. Okay, we have spent since 2010, we have spent the last 7 years since Uranus entered Aries preparing ourselves for this value, for this worth. A lot of our dreams are coming true. I'm seeing a lot of 9 of Cups for people, which is a tarot card that symbolizes just everything you could, and we're not ready. But we are ready. Our spirits are ready. So please, it's very dangerous to be under all this Taurus energy and to treat yourself less than, because it's hard to not know your worth when the sun's in Taurus, the moon's in Taurus, Mercury's in Taurus, Uranus is in Taurus. So these changes are worth it. These shocks and sudden shifts that Uranus is bringing is worth it. They're going to cause more stability. Our thought processes, our communication right now, stable. The way we feel, our souls, stable in Taurus. The sun is showing us all this. It's enlightening us to this energy, okay? So, like I was saying, this is actually a beautiful, nurturing energy, just like Taurus is. Taurus is literally the wife and the husbands of the zodiac because they're just so grounded and loyal and they're confident. They know their worth. They're beautiful. They know how to cook and clean and do all these earthy things. And I just love Taurus, honestly. And I'm very blessed to have a Taurus soul. I'm a new soul though. I'm a new soul. I came to the strange world hoping I could learn. Give and take. La 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 la. See, I just want to like sing and be a Pisces, but honestly, it's time, guys. It's time. I feel like a lot of us are new souls right now, and it's about, it's interesting how Aries season is all about self, but it's not until Taurus season that energy is really initiated. So it's kind of like the universe overlaps itself. So technically, we're underneath all this pressure right now to know our values and to know our foundation and to know our worth and to know what we possess. But it's not going to be until Gemini season that we're actually able to use Taurus energy because it's the 12th house of these energies, right? The 12th house of is Taurus is Aries. The 12th house of Gemini is Taurus. So it's like maybe we handle things better subconsciously when we're not focusing so consciously on it. And I hope some of you know what I mean. So when we move into Gemini season, some of this Taurus energy is actually going to be accessible when we're not focusing on it, when it's just become seep into our being. So just, I don't mean to drill you. That might be my Taurus, might be my Capricorn Earth. This Earth energy has really got me wanting to ground, and my Pisces is so emotional right now, but my Earth is like, let's go, bro. Like, let's go. You know what to do. Why are you being so slow? Like, Taurus is our very slow moving energy. It's about being patient, but also using your common sense. And I feel like deep down, all of us know what the new direction is in life. We have these options in front of us, but we know that there's one option that is actually authentic, that our heart has followed, that is a true reflection of our worth. It could be two people we're choosing from. It could be, but whatever it is, it's two jobs, two people, two pathways, two roads, two decisions. Maybe we have lots of decisions to make. But I feel like the ultimate decision right now is, are you going to stay still because you're comfortable? Tauruses like to be comfortable. They're very territorial. But, unless you're a Taurus watching this, only Taurus knows how to stay still and still, like I'll stay, but I know my worth. Not all of us have a Taurus sun, moon, or rising. It's really just Taurus sun, though. Taurus sun, they're born with the awareness of their value, their worth, their foundation, their stability, grounded energy. So I feel like the universe is asking us, are you going to stay comfortable in this job with this person in this situation, or are you going to do what you've been praying for, which is go off and have an adventure? Why not? The ground is firm beneath your feet. I would understand the hesitation if there was a bunch of clouds and fluff in the Fool card, but this is no longer a leap that we don't know what's going to, we know now. Most of us know what this path leads to, but it's our own insecurities. I'm telling you, all of our problems right now, I guarantee you 99% of our problems are stemming from the lack of worth. So you really want to open yourself up to the sun showing you your worth right now, to the moon, feeling your worth in your soul, feeling your value in these a lot of us have new possessions. We have new things to call our own, and those things are changing who we are. It's funny how Aries and Taurus kind of are coming together with this energy. So don't be stubborn, you guys. Don't wait and miss an opportunity for a more firm foundation. We do have to let go. It's time. The universe is already transformed, and it's like some of us are getting left behind willingly. And Taurus is ruled by the five senses, you guys. So, it's about what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we taste. All of our senses, what we smell, all of them. They're being heightened right now. And then I'm telling you, when this energy shifts into Gemini, though, all of the five senses become able to communicate about. We actually go a short distance. So just make sure that We've got a few more days of Taurus season, you guys. Gemini season starts on May 20th, May 19th. By the time the sun enters Gemini, please make sure that you're where you're meant to be. Okay? Make sure that you've utilized this grounded new moon, this grounded Taurus. We've had a month long. Taurus season has been a month long of worth and value and possessions and creating a foundation that's stable for us. This earth energy. We're moving into air mutable. So hopefully we use this time of stability wisely, because when we have a mutable full moon and then we have a mutable sun sign, which is Gemini season, is all about change, okay? And it's all about air energy. So it ain't gonna be about feelings. It ain't gonna be about feelings. So deep in my feelings. Well, not anymore, because Gemini is air. So it's gonna be like, all right, fuck how I feel. What does my mind want to do? You know, we're gonna be following our mind. So, guys, I don't know. That was just some of the stuff I wanted to say about Taurus. Bottom line is, you want to use this earth energy to set new intentions, not emotional new intentions. I mean, do what you want. Some of us, maybe we want to plant emotional seeds to just make sure there's some kind of theme. It's okay right now. Like, the universe is literally giving you a green light to be stubborn and to focus on your value. So as long as you know your value, some of you need to just sit back and reflect on your worth. You know, do not let people around you, people, places, things, jobs, money, situations, circumstances, your worth stems from inside you. Okay? That's why Taurus rules worth and possessions, because your worth is something you possess. If you get, you know, when you allow a person, place, or thing to determine your worth for you, you are giving away something valuable. That's why Taurus rules possessions, value, worth, earth, because our worth and our value is something that we come here owning. And we can easily give that away when we're looking to other people. So hopefully that makes sense. Just know that your worth and your value is one of your possessions. Your worth and your value is actually a resource. This zodiac wheel doesn't lie. Your worth and your value is actually a resource of yours. And right now, your awareness is also a resource. Your soul and your feelings are also a resource. And your mind, the way you communicate and think, is a resource right now. And change, Uranus. And any change that happens is actually an undercover resource for you. So I'm going to pull the 12 cards now, you guys. But first, I'm going to light some sage, because this is good for air energy. This is good for earth energy. Mercury is comfortable in air and earth. So this is just a good neutralizer for that. And I mean, it's sage, so it reminds me of earth element. You know, and then we got fire too. And I'll just be the water for the emotions. But guys, this is an intense time. You know what I mean? I know it might sound easy from someone's perspective, but nobody's walking in your shoes. You and only you can determine your value and can determine your path. Okay, so it's really just about, I feel like new moons are a time to go inwards. You know what I mean? There's no light in the sky, so it's a time to really do some reflection and, you know, set the intention, because the Sagittarius full moon is going to bring all this to fruition. So just take out a piece of paper tonight, or do something physical. You know what I mean? Do something physical in the name of all this energy, because the universe will alchemize with you and it will help you. It's time to get real up in here. You know, I have a lot of earth energy, but not everybody does super well with this grounded lot, because it has to make sense. And a lot of us are struggling right now because we are coming from an emotional standpoint instead of a logical one. But this is logical energy, you guys. And logically, if you just tap in, if you just come back down to earth, and if you just ground yourself, all this energy is going to all of a sudden make sense. It's going to make sense. So for those of us who are trying to hang out and escape, might not have a good time with this energy, because the thing about Taurus and earth energy is that it can only reach you if your feet are on the ground. If your head is in the clouds, and if you're fucking around and trying to escape, then this energy is going to pass you by, and you're going to have to wait a whole nother year, or at least 6 months, until the Taurus full moon. That's another thing to mention here. Alright guys, my lighter, it burnt me. Here you are. It's clearing the energy of the collective. grounding the energy. Sage is such a great neutralizer. It's not going to make you feel positive or negative. It's just going to bring you back to square fucking one, which is great for a new moon. It's time to get back on at square one, you guys. Just start over. This is truly a new chapter. That's what a lot of people are talking about Uranus moving into Taurus and this new moon. Guys, you know, some of you are going to be shocked. Some of you are going to get surprised with how new these beginnings are. Okay? Especially when the full moon in Sagittarius comes. Man, we're going to see these things expand. So I just wanted to light a little bit of sage here. Just blessing all of us here. Pisces, Taurus. Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Saging all of us. And I don't know about you, but I just felt a significant energy shift. May fire connect you passionately. May earth ground you logically. May air connect you intellectually, and may water connect you emotionally. That's a little thing that I say whenever I need to work with all the elements and really feel, you know, it pretty much just covers everything. Okay, so let's get into the tarot portion of this, you guys, so that we can get a better idea of how these energies are gonna, you know, this is kind of like advice, but this is gonna be for the new moon in Taurus, and also it could also apply to the Uranus in Taurus, since that happened both today. And I'm just gonna shuffle until I see self-worth, because that reminds me of Taurus a lot. So my cards will show me self-worth when they're ready to be shuffled. Oh, well, we do have the High Priestess of Earth here, but oh well, we're going to wait until we see self-worth. There we go. Glad I waited. Here's self-worth, you guys. Something to keep in mind. So let's start with Aries, the first zodiac sign. So this is your new moon message, Aries. Aries, this is happening in your second house. Taurus is your second house of value, worth. So Aries, the card that we have coming out for you is differences. So this message for the new moon about you, Aries, is, well, it's definitely telling you that this energy is going to be quite different. There's going to be some light and dark aspects that are revealed because of this new moon shift. The new moon involves light and dark. It involves opposite energies. It involves polar opposites in our universe. The moon, which is dark, the sun, which is light. And of course, we already know that the light is not good and dark is not bad, right? So this card talks a lot about polar opposites. We've got the orange and the apple. We've got the black cat facing one way and the white cat facing the other way, Aries. So this is a time for you to really set intentions for things to be different. So this might be a good time for you to reflect on the way things have been and the way that you want things to be. And it's also a good time for you to realize that the difference is in you, because this energy is coming off of Aries, especially Uranus. But this is in your second house of value, okay? So you want to know about the differences between maybe what your worth was and what your new worth is. But the message I'm really getting for you, Aries, is that, you know, this is a time to reflect on both ends of the spectrum. So if you're at a crossroads, there's always two different sides to a story. So, you know, you might be kind of like a middleman right now, but this card talks about people being different for a reason. So this is differences coming up for you, Aries. And let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like you can learn from these differences, because the number 9 reminds me of the Sagittarius. So this moon has a lot to do with the Sagittarius energy for you, since Sag is the 9th house. Some of you may have a significant Sagittarius in your life with differences. But it's about you learning from the light and the dark, learning from this new moon, planting seeds to create a completely different life for yourself. And I do feel the need to tell you that there's going to be something significant on the 29th for you guys, because this is the number 9, okay? And the full moon is going to be in Sagittarius, which is the 9th house. So you may see something come to fruition at the end of the month, but Aries, the message for you is to just honor the differences in you and your own universe, honor the shifts that are and no longer are, you know, like reflecting on the dark of your past and the light of your future, okay? And we do have invisible at the bottom of the deck, so A lot of these differences are hiding out from you, and it could be even have something to do with an invisible relationship or some kind of partnership with another person. So some of you are dealing with differences in your relationships, and this new moon could be a great time for you to really understand those differences in a different way. You know, this is about harmony. This is yin and yang. So it's about, this new moon for you, Aries, is about valuing the differences in your life, valuing the light and dark, and valuing opposing energies in the balance and harmony that takes place whenever, and it's like an invisible, it's like hidden, and it's going to come to the light. It's about the different differences, you understanding differences in a different way. So this new moon is going to really shake some things up for you, Aries. And it may be even in your house of finances or your house of work, value, possessions. Okay, so let's move on to Taurus. This new moon is all about you, Taurus. This is your first house of self. So let's get a message for Taurus. Okay, Taurus. We have the Warrior card coming out. And we've got that solid number 2 up there. So this is about you being the second house. This is about you being confident and strong. Some of you may have a warrior like this in your life, but the message I'm channeling for you, Taurus, is that, wow, you are strong. You are strong enough to initiate all this energy for the rest of us. So Taurus, this new moon is about you planting seeds of strength, right? The bottom of the deck, we have rigid. But this is also about you keeping hope as well, I see. Keeping hope during, all of you are fighting different things right now. You know, everybody likes to think that that Taurus is doing so well right now because of all this energy. Well, I have a Taurus moon, and all this energy, yeah, I'm blessed and I love all this energy, but it's also really intense, especially because Taurus is a fixed sign. So this is a lot of different energy to stabilize, right? We've got Uranus coming off of Aries with all this leftover Aries energy. So, you know, Taurus is really working hard to stabilize this. Taurus is literally Earth. You guys are literally Mother Earth, Gaia. And there's a lot of shifts happening on Earth right now. You know, we've got rain and weather changes. We've got all these things coming back to life. So sometimes we can feel like, since the energy around us has an overall positive energy, that we're not allowed to feel rigid or upset or a little bit unsure. So this is about you remaining strong, Taurus, and having value. Yeah, that card just wanted to reverse. So it's like some of you are coming out of a very rigid, some of you are regaining hope towards something. Rigid is a card that comes up for people that are a little bit cold sometimes, or just maybe down and out, but it's about you remaining strong. I think that's in the past for you. This is the card that popped out for you. So this is about you having a strong bond with, it could be with another person, because we have that number 2 up there. So I do see that some of you are, you know, linking up with other strong warriors. This is a soldier, you know, this is a warrior. So you are the warrior of value, Taurus. You are the warrior of your own possessions. Your energy is so important right now to all of us. So I just want to give a shout out to Taurus right now, because they are fighting battles. And, you know, Taurus is always fighting battles with their own worth. Part of knowing your worth is having your worth challenged every day by people, places, and things. A lot of people don't know that about Taurus. We've got the sun and the moon in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus. This is a lot of energy for Taurus to stabilize. Taurus is stabilizing our minds. So these are mental battles that Taurus is fighting, emotional battles, battles with awareness, battles with change. You know, Taurus, you're going to have Uranus in your sign for the next 7 years, minus the time period when it goes back into Aries for a little bit. But the next 7 years is looking like a lot of change for you. You might want to hit up an Aries and ask them how their last 7 years have been. You know, Aries might have some insight there for you. But Taurus, no matter what, this is about you and planting seeds of strength. You know, you can do whatever you want with all this energy, but you are your own alchemist right now. If I was a Taurus, I will be using my Taurus moon tonight. But if I were you, Taurus, I would definitely be using all this energy to just gain more strength. You know, this is like one of the strongest times for you, Taurus. And I just opened up to the High Priestess of Fire. So it's like there's a lot of passion with Taurus right now. And I just feel that a lot of, you know, in order to be a warrior, you have to fight. Warriors survive battles. So Taurus, you have survived a battle. You've survived your solar return. And just keep that strength in mind, you know what I mean, when it comes to this transit. Because this new moon has a lot to do with you becoming the warrior of your own foundation, the warrior of your own grounded worth and value. So that's a very beautiful message for you, Taurus. I just feel like it has everything to do with your own strength. And, you know, coming out of a period of rigidness, especially because you're going to be doing better with the season shift into spring and summer. So let's move to Gemini. Gemini, this is happening in your 12th house of subconscious and sacrifice. The 12th house is something I like talking about because it's the house of dreams, it's the house of illusion, it's the house of Pisces. So this is happening been under the surface with you, Gemini. This new moon and Uranus and the sun and Mercury, your ruling planet, hanging out. So let's get a new moon and Taurus message for the Geminis watching. And this is just advice, you guys. And this is also for, well, we almost had meditation come out for you, Gemini. So, but it didn't quite flip back up. I feel like that was your card, but we'll see. Some of you need to meditate right now. The 12th house has a lot to do with meditation. Okay, and now we have a card popping out, which is strength. So some of you may have a significant Leo in your life. I do like to mention that with this card. But Gemini, this is about strength for you. This is similar to the message with Taurus. Taurus is the warrior. Gemini, since there's warrior in your 12th house, you are carrying the strength of all this energy. You do have Venus in your sign. This is about moving into your zodiac season with strength and wisdom, because we have this little tiny owl hanging out in this picture as well. Gemini, this is a strong time for you. This is about foundation too. Taurus is all about foundation, groundedness. So this is a tree here, a very old tree. So this is about you using your wisdom and strength to carry forward throughout your solar return, because you've been through a transformation as well. Venus has been working her magic with you. Mercury is going to eventually enter your sign. This full moon is going to be opposite your sun at the end of this month. So the mutable energy is coming in, Gemini. And when mutable energy comes into you, you know, you mark the summer solstice a bit. I would say Gemini is kind of falls around the summer solstice. So there's going to be a lot of energy, Gemini. You're going to be bringing in this mutable energy ever since Pisces. The last mutable sign we had was Pisces season, and that was one hell of a time. So now you're going to be taking this mutable energy. This is going to be squaring Neptune in Pisces, right? So, you know, it's just a time for you to really honor the strength that you've endured, you know, the strength that you have now, the strength. This is happening in your 12th house. So it's like having a strong subconscious right now, you know, fighting a lot of strong subconscious battles. But I do see that there's a need to really ground yourself. This tree is very old, and, you know, this tree has been through a lot. So you could identify there with that. But your strength is coming up, because I feel like there's a need to be strong throughout these transits. And then we have wishing. And also, this is number 8. Okay, so it's like when this card comes up for people, I like to say that they have hidden strength. So this new moon is about planting new seeds to tap into your inner strength, Gemini, and the strength of your foundation. This Taurus energy is just really making you stronger, and then all of it is going to become enlightened when the sun is in your sign. Happy birthday to you Tauruses and Geminis out there watching. And then we have wishing, right? And then this is the number 19, which is basically 10. So 9 plus 1 is 10 is what I mean. And that's a completion. So there are a lot of strong completions coming up for you, Gemini. So what is it that you're wishing for now? Because when it's your birthday, you know, we have these wishes that come up, like happy birthday, make a birthday wish. So there's a lot of strong wish energy coming from you guys. I feel like Gemini is low-key really looking forward to something, or really wanting something right now. So this is a very strong indicator that you can wish right now, and the wishes are going to come true. Some of you are wishing for something to complete, which is also wishing for something to begin. So I'm telling you, the Sagittarius full moon is coming up for you guys as well, because that's a time of beginnings and completions. So just remain strong right now, because your wishes are going to come true. And, you know, you want to just be ready for it, Gemini, because if there's anything I know as a Taurus moon, is that sometimes it's my own lack of value and confidence that keeps me from actually reaping the rewards physically of things, because sometimes we don't always know our own strength or our own value. So make sure you know your strength, plant seeds in relation to that, and make sure that you know your own worth, and that you know that you deserve everything that's coming to you, Gemini. No wonder you're being called to be stronger right now. So let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, this is happening in your 11th house of wishes and dreams and groups and friends. So let's see, we've got rigid and hope coming out for you. So these two cards definitely flipped over. So Cancer, If you're feeling down and out like this rigid card, just keep the hope alive. Now, it's interesting that hope is coming up for you because the 11th house is Aquarius. Aquarius is the star card. The star card is all about hope and inspiration and renewal. So somebody watching this video is really in need of spiritual hope. We have that moon there. So the Sagittarius full moon is making its way into these readings. And I see rigid here. And this is an interesting card that comes up for people that are dealing with coldness. You know, we've got this stone wall. So what I'm channeling is that there is a light with you, Cancer. You know, it's like light and dark right now. We have this full moon. Remember, without the darkness, we wouldn't have stars. We wouldn't have light. We wouldn't have the moon. So, you know, there could be a certain wall that is keeping you from your worth, Cancer, from, excuse me, your value. So it's this new moon is really a great opportunity for you, Cancer, to plant seeds of intention for renewed hope. Like, I literally see this, my cards are showing me that this is like a renewal. Like, you've been really down and out and sad for a really long time. Years for some of you, months for some of you. But it's been a pretty constant feeling of, you know, a lot of people like to say Cancer is moody and all this kind of stuff. Well, Cancer, you are ruled by the moon. So when the moon is new and the moon is full, you feel it. And your mood changes because of that. Because all water signs are affected by the moon. The moon controls the tides of our oceans. So you're coming up on a time, Cancer, where things are you're gonna be more hopeful. And it's like remaining hopeful even though you know that there's a wall between you and something that is light, something that, this light is symbolized by your happiness. You know, we've got that bird there that's just wanting to take flight. And it's like you're still at a crossroads, or you're still, you know, at this wall. The bird is in between the light and in this wall that is keeping something out. So this is talking about boundaries, Cancer, which is interesting because we've got Saturn opposite your sun. So definitely some boundaries. And it's like, I just really, the overall message though is that you want to keep hope alive. And there's something with communication as well, because we've got that 30 up there, and then we've got 7, 8, we've got the 9 and the 3. So this has everything to do with Gemini and Sagittarius season, because Gemini is the 3rd house and Sagittarius is the 9th house. So 9 and 3 here, this is an opposite energy. This is about communication and learning. So it's like you really want to learn right now, Cancer, from the energies in these cards. Some of you really might feel like you have built this wall up and it's cold. You know, rigid reminds me of someone who has like a rigid personality, someone who's like maybe a little bit sad, you know, and on the defense. I really need to look up more about this rigid card because it comes out for people and it always gives me an intuitive energy, but I want to know what this card was meant to be too as well. Well, I got this right here, so why not? So is there a stone wall that stands between you and others, Cancer? Could that wall be inside you? Now is the time to become more flexible and to drop your rigid expectations of yourself, especially of others. Don't be afraid to drop your guard a little bit. If you are willing to let others in, you will see a benefit of these connections. Another meaning is that you recognize the wall that you may have put up. Don't take it personal if they don't let you in. This is their way of coping, and it has little to do with you. Okay, so I'm glad I had that book up there, but it basically means what I channel to people. I do always see a wall in between people, and there's a 30 up there. So it's about communicating, Cancer. Make sure that your conversations, you have Venus entering your sign on the 19th. It's entering your sign soon in a few days. So just keep in mind that you're going to have this very soft, abundant, loving energy. Venus is going to come in and really lighten up all these stones that have been thrown at you. So this could be Venus in the distance, really gonna cause you to fly. You know what I mean? Venus is a very beautiful, abundant energy. So there's a lighter energy coming in, Cancer, and that might be why we have it with hope, okay? So keep the hope alive, okay? Even though that there's a wall in between you and something you want, a person, place, or thing. And then we also have the High Priestess of Spirit. So I do see that some of you have a very spiritual partnership or relationship coming in. Hello, Venus. Just make sure that you don't deny yourself of that, Cancer. Because I do see a very, very spiritual connections coming for all of us when Venus enters Cancer. So hopefully that helped you out a little bit, Cancer. I know you guys have a lot of feelings. But Cancer season is right around the corner, guys. Okay, Leo. This is in your 10th house, Leo. So this is a new moon that has everything to do with your career, your finances, your legacy. We almost had the High Priestess of Fire come out for you, which is the number 5. So this could be for some of you. I'm going to let a card come out though. But this looks just like Leo. Like you are the 5th house of fire and we've got the 5 there. So this is about pleasure, planting new seeds of passion for you, setting new intent for a happier future, and definitely staying passionate and creative and driven like the fixed sign that you are. You are a fixed sign, Leo. So this fixed energy is kind of familiar to you. Only you're a fire sign and Taurus is an earth sign. So this is about your career, about your legacy. It's about your goals, your long-term goals. So this is a good, Taurus is in a really good position for you, Leo. So if there's any Leos out there watching that want a different career change, now we have movement. And it came up upside down. So some of you Leos are just not moving in the direction that you would like to. Some of you are finding it hard to pick up movement towards something that you want. And we also have rigid at the bottom of the deck, Leo, and we have honesty. So a lot of you Leos, it's time for you to be really honest about what fills your cup. It's time to be honest about what fulfills you. And remember, Cancer just got this card too. So Cancer and Leo and even Taurus a little bit are feeling a little bit rigid. Remember, there's always light and dark. So Leo, this same message applies to you that I said to Cancer about the walls that you have built up. So this is a wall of protection for you. And, you know, you might even sense that people around you have a wall up. So if you're a Leo watching this and people just seem a little bit guarded, you know, and I know you don't really like that, Leo, because you're very fun and loving. That's why the High Priestess of Fire came out for you first. But this is an energy that's underlying, and maybe this is why movement is upside down for you. Maybe you can't move past this wall, right? But it's so interesting. This bird can fly. So I'm not really sure why this bird is hanging out by this wall. And I really just feel that you need to be honest, Leo, about what you feel is holding you back. Okay, I don't usually do reversals, so I'm going to put this right side up for you so that you can feel like you can move forward. This is a time for everybody to move forward. Now we've got the 29 up there. I'm not sure. Oh my God, the 29th. Leo, you're not moving right now because there's still things to get through and energy to experience. Now the 29 is so important to come up for you because the Sagittarius full moon is on the 29th, okay? So I feel like a lot of you Leos out there are going to actually pick up movement. You're going to see some improvement and optimism and positivity in your life. Forward movement coming for you at the end of the month. That Sagittarius full moon is in a fire sign. I'm not kidding you guys. The 29 up there, that is telling me that you are going to move. I don't know if you're moving houses or jobs, but whatever, you are all different. All of you want to move in different ways right now, but I see this horse and he is headed to where he's going. So Leo, there's something significant happening to you on the 29th. It also might have to do with the number 11 because we have 9, 10, 11 up there. So this 9 plus 2 is 11, right? So it might have to do with a wish you have or a goal or an Aquarius. It might have to do with groups of people or a community that you live in. But I kid you not, I see movement coming on the 29th for you. And you're probably going to be moving to a more honest position in your life and not feeling, this is not a good energy for anybody, but definitely not for Leo. Leos are literally the children of the zodiac. And this is someone who is very guarded and just, this is either you or someone in your life, Leo. But like I said to Cancer, we've got the number 30 up there. So we've got 29 and 30. So there's some synchronicities here. So I feel like in order to move, you have to pay attention to this rigid energy. It's time for you to really address the walls that you have up and that other people have up against you, Leo, because it's keeping you from flying. It's keeping you from being authentic and honest. It's keeping you from feeling full and happy. So Leo, I feel that this did come up upside down, remember. So some of you do not feel like any movement is taking place. And I think that there's going to be something waiting for you on the 29th that kind of addresses that. Okay, I feel that things are going to pick up at the end of May going into July. So and it might even be to do with your career, Leo. I'm not sure, but hopefully that message helped you. Scorpio. No, Virgo. What? I almost skipped Virgo and Libra. No. We got to talk to the angels and the archangels. So Virgo, this is happening in your 9th house. You're an earth sign, Virgo. So this is happening in your 9th house of higher learning and higher philosophy. We had meditation almost pop out for you too. So the Mercury ruled signs, belonging, where whatever's going on, Virgo, you belong there. This is about belonging wherever you are, okay? But this card didn't necessarily flop out either. But the Mercury, Gemini, and Virgo, you're being asked to meditate right now because of Mercury moving into Taurus. So the way to really ground yourself when Mercury's in Taurus is to meditate. So meditate, Gemini. Oh, look at Virgo. This was your card. And I don't know if it came upside down or not, but it's 41 and it's belonging. And this card talks about belonging wherever you are, okay? Wherever you call home right now, wherever you are, just know that you belong. I'm actually going to read a bit from the book for you, Virgo, because I feel that there's something in the book that you probably will appreciate. So let's just try to find this belonging card. For Virgo. Okay, here it is. So, my dear one, I know you have been searching your whole life for a sense of belonging and a feeling of home and acceptance. So, Virgo, this is about this new moon is about setting intentions for you to learn from, expanding your home environment, and actually feeling a sense of belonging and feeling like you're accepted, feeling at home, okay? So come and enter the house of night. For those who choose this symbol, you have joined us in the community of beauty, friendship, and secrets only shared and known among my chosen ones. You are chosen to belong. This symbol also tells you that you are in the right place right now. You are home. Be at home inside yourself, Virgo. Learn to be comfortable in your own skin. When you choose this symbol, know that I, the goddess of night, have chosen you. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Virgo. What I get from that is that you are at home right now. Around this time of year, you always start feeling a little bit more at home, right? Because it's earth energy, because the earth lightens up. You do better with sunshine and flowers and things like that. And look, it's the 41. So that's 5, which is a pleasure energy. This is feeling pleasure wherever your home is, right? Feeling positivity. We also have the High Priestess, right? And the High Priestess of fire and confidence. So we've got 2 number 5s here for you, Virgo. So this is about setting intentions for your future of happiness, of positivity, optimism, love. The 5th house is all about pleasure. Okay, so this is literally the 5th house of pleasure for you. See that 5th house of pleasure? And then we have the 5th house of pleasure, which is the High Priestess of fire, and the number 5 up there. So I know that this is all about happiness for you, Virgo, because your sister sign is Taurus. So you're meant to learn from Taurus energy. This is about you really planting seeds. And then we have this as in your 9th house, which is interesting because the 9th house is Sagittarius. So there might be something that you come to terms with on the 29th as well. Maybe something in your home environment is changing, Virgo. People moving in, people moving out. But whatever it is, it belongs there. This is a beautiful card to get, Virgo, because whatever happens because of this new moon, just know that you are in the right place at the right time. I mean, I wouldn't really guess anything else with an angel right now, especially earth angels because of Taurus. So even though you're mutable, Virgo, this earth energy is stabilizing your ability to change. It's stabilizing your foundation. You're probably learning a lot about the worth and the value that you belong in, the possessions that belong to you. So I think that you're going to get what belongs to you, Virgo. And if you belong to anyone, they're going to get you. And I just feel like there's something beautiful happening with you, Virgo, and especially with your home. It's just happiness because I see the 5 up there. So Virgo, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to learn about where you really belong and for you to learn about and expand your sense of belonging, in this world. I know that sometimes we don't feel like we belong anywhere. Sometimes we don't feel like we have a home. But Virgo, you have a home now on earth and spiritually, physically, emotionally. This is about being at home with your heart, being at home in every sense of the way. That is so beautiful. And you're learning from this, Virgo. So Libra, this is happening in your 8th house. So this is an 8th house new moon. So that's all about intimacy, sex, taxes, transformation, death, rebirth. So this is about you really focusing on the intent for your future, Libra, and what you want to see transform. What is it that you want to die? Libra, you are all about balance. We had a bunch of cards come out for you, Libra. but we're just going to take the ones that are on the table. So bottom of the deck is letting go, which has everything to do with 8th house, because we've got these butterflies, and we've got these butterflies just being let go. So it's like, you know, that Scorpio full moon, you know, in your 2nd house. We've got the 2-2 up there saying, hey Libra, Scorpio's your 2nd house. And you know, this is like letting go both sides of the spectrum, because we have 2 2s. And Scorpio was your 2nd house. And 22, 2 plus 2 is 4. So some of you may be even letting go of something emotional. We got all that water back there. Some of you might be letting go of a foundation. Something might be changing in your home environment as well, Libra. So this is the underlying energy of letting go. And also, Libra, there's risk. So the 2 cards that came out for you was risk and success. So Libra, if you're waiting on the edge for something, if you're waiting for the universe to give you an okay, this new moon is all about taking a risk. This is like the Fool card, okay? This woman, she's reached the edge of something, right? And it's like, here we have another 4, because we had 2 plus 2, letting go, 4, and then we have 31, 1 plus 3, 4. So I really do think that a lot of Libras right now need to take a risk, take a leap, take a jump. And it has to do with your home environment for some reason. So Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn is your 4th house, and we've got Pluto there, we've got Saturn there, we've got Mars there, but Mars is entering Aquarius soon. So, you know, Saturn is really karmically arranging, you know, a lot of your foundations, Libra. I don't know if the 31 is important to any of you, but it is time for you to take a jump, Libra. Like, you're ready for this jump. You're ready to move. You're ready to do whatever. This is like, some of you, I think it has a lot to do with your home environment. Maybe some of you are moving in with someone. Maybe some of you want to move out. Maybe some of you are just moving to a different place. But whatever it is, Libra, follow your intuition, because this risk is going to be successful. It's going to be very spiritually successful. So Libra is literally successful in a very 12th house way right now, because we have the number 39 up there. 9 plus 3 is 12. So this is a spiritual success. So for the Libras that allow Taurus, which is your sister sign, as far as being both ruled by Venus, you know, you're going to get a congratulations for the risks that you've taken. And it might not be a risk that you're taking now. Some of you are going to get rewarded for the risks that you've taken in the past. But I do feel like this new moon is about jumping into something more successful, Libra. It might even be a more successful home environment or some sort of congratulations emotionally. Because Libra, I feel like you've had a lot to balance out for a while. And I really do feel like some of you are waiting. You're not sure if you want to take a risk or take a jump or a leap into something unknown because you're worried about how successful you're going to be. But I mean, we literally have a successful risk here. I mean, we literally have risk and success. So take a risk, Libra, because you will be successful. It is going to be spiritual and emotional, but you do have to let go and take a leap. In order to in order to open a door, you have to close one. So you got to let go, Libra. Let go of your foundation. These are 2 cards that say let go of your foundation. Okay, those butterflies symbolize transformation. You know what is dead and what is reborn, Libra. For some of you, it's your home environment. For some of you, it's an emotional foundation. But you're being asked to let go of something complicated and take a risk for something more successful right now. And you will be congratulated. Those of you who take a leap and take a jump will be congratulated. So Libra, I feel like this full moon in your 8th house, it's about being hidden. I do see that a lot of you are dealing with something complicated. You really do need to release anything that's complicated right now and let it transform. You know, that's why we have this card here, because this is your 8th house. So this new moon is all about letting go and transforming, death and rebirth, intimacy. And it's a hidden it's something that's going on under the surface with you, Libra, but the universe knows what you're going through. So don't be afraid to take a risk. If you guys are thinking about a certain risk to take, I would definitely use this Taurus new moon energy and Uranus in Taurus right now in your 8th house. Uranus is going to be in your 8th house of transformation. So this is a lot about you changing and transforming, Libra. It's just time. And I will use this new moon to set new intentions for risks that I want to take. You know, things that are, you know how it is, Libra. You like to balance everything out, but it's time to balance out certain risks. Like maybe even you don't know how it's going to turn out. Maybe you're worried for the first time about if something's going to work out. But take a risk because it's going to be successful. So So now we're on to Scorpio. Scorpio, this is of course happening in your 7th house of relationships. You and Taurus are opposite signs. So Scorpio, this is all about partnerships. This is relationships. So this is not just romantic though. This is like relationships you have with co-workers, friends, siblings, family, but business partnerships, but also romantic too. So this is when you have a new moon in your 7th house, it is definitely possible that new people could come into your life. But for those of you who are coupled or single, it doesn't matter. This is all about setting new intentions for your relationships with other people, because Taurus is all about that for you. So valuing your relationships with other people, valuing the partnerships you have. And these are all different kinds of partnerships and relationships. So let's get a new moon message for Scorpio in their 7th house. So you're also going to have Uranus in your 7th house too, Scorpio. So a lot of surprises. Some of you might get engaged or divorced. Like surprises can go either way. But this is surprises coming in your 7th house of relationships. Scorpio. We have conclusion, which is the 12, and that's 3. So this is books, okay? One chapter is ended for you, Scorpio. And you have Jupiter in your sign, okay? Ending and beginning a lot of things for you. But this new moon in Taurus is definitely a great time for you to focus on what has ended and what has begun. It's a good time for you to think about the book of your life and the story of your life. And you know how the story started out and how the story is seeming to end now, because there is the ending to a chapter. Now I did mention in the beginning of this video that Uranus moving into Taurus and this new moon, it really does symbolize a new beginning, a new chapter is what I mean, because it's not the ending to something, it's the beginning. So it's interesting that Scorpio would get a conclusion, because you guys are symbolic for the hidden realm of the universe. So all of us are technically going through this because the 8th house is going through this. And there is the number 3 up here, and there is the number 12. So this could be a very spiritual sacrifice of a conclusion. Some of you might have to sacrifice a certain chapter in order to start a brand new chapter. I mean, Uranus, this has everything to do with your 7th house. So some of you are really going to, this is the ending to a certain chapter, relationship-wise, business partnership-wise. There's just relationships in your life ending, Scorpio, so that Uranus can bring in new quantum partners for you, okay? Uranus in your 7th house is going to bring a lot of shock, sudden change, and surprise and uniqueness to your relationships. You really want to be open to that, Scorpio. I know you guys are very protected people. You raise an eyebrow when new people come into your life, because you do not want to be hurt. You are a water sign at the end of the day, but the universe is telling you that there is some sort of conclusion happening for you right now, today, because of this new moon. This new moon is a conclusion for you. It's the ending to something that makes sense because it's your 7th house. It's the opposite sign of you. So this is spiritual, Scorpio. This is a time for you to set. If any of you are stuck in certain relationships that you don't want to be in, if any of you are waiting for a chapter to end, like some of you have been with somebody and you're really wanting the next chapter, like this doesn't have to be breakups. From some of you it is, but for others of you this is just the next chapter. Some of you are going to be getting engaged or married, or some of you are going to be moving in with people. It's just time to start a new chapter, and I do feel like it has a lot to do with not only relationships, but just communicating. So you guys might want to write more, or just really have conversations with certain people about that something's over, you know, like, hey dude, you know, I'm a Scorpio and I just really wanted to use my throat chakra right now to explain to you that this is over for me, you know, like I'm really ready. So it depends, you guys. This is relationships with lots of different people, lots of different things, but I just see that there's a chapter that it has been completed, Scorpio, and it's time to start writing, communicating, speaking, and thinking about a new chapter. It says chapter 1 and the end. So there is a chapter over, Scorpio, and there's a new spiritual chapter being written, but you have to walk away. You have to conclude. And we do have 2 3s, okay? We have 21 and 12. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and this is 3 3, okay, which is 6. So it might have to do with your lifestyle, but to be honest, you guys, I feel like there's a lot that needs to be communicated with Scorpios right now. Conclusions and beginnings and endings that need to be talked about. Now, the Grove card is talking about healing. It's talking about, now the 21st might be important to you guys. The 12th might have been important to you, but the 21st of May, make sure you're taking a look. That might be when a certain apology comes in, because this is talking about an apology. Some of you are going to be apologizing because something is over, you know, and hopefully whoever you're apologizing to understands that you're not choosing this. Sometimes energy is just spent, you know what I mean? I'm seeing this is very unavoidable for Scorpio, that you can't help that there's a chapter that's over. You're being called. You have Uranus opposite you, you have the sun and the moon and Mercury opposite you, you have Jupiter in your sign right now. Your ruling planet is in Capricorn. You know, lots of changes, lots of transformation. And that's all this is, Scorpio, is a chapter 1 in the end is only talking about a story transforming into a different chapter. So this is happening so that you can heal. This is happening so that, because the Grove talks all about healing and apologizing. Some of you are going to be apologizing because something's ending. And then we also have listening here. So listen to the fulfillment of your own heart, Scorpio. Light does not always mean good. Dark does not always mean bad. So we've got listening and communicating coming up for you, because this is 3. So this is talking. Some of you are going to be talking about these chapters that are ending. Some of you are going to be talking about these apologies, talking about this healing. I feel like Scorpios just have a lot of healing, and this healing might come through the ending of a chapter. Some of you, sometimes when a chapter ends, we're able to, like, you know, we're just able to move on and heal. So I feel like this is happening to heal you. And then we have the 23 up there, so that's 5. So, you know, listen in a very positive way, Scorpio. Make sure you're communicating and listening. There needs to be that balance. But I do see that there's a conclusion. There's a very healing ending to a cycle coming up for you, Scorpio. So this new moon is all about that for you. It could have to do with your relationships. But if I was a Scorpio, I would just be setting the intent with this Taurus new moon for endings in my life. So I would just open myself up to the universe to end anything in my life that is for my highest good, and to start anything in my life that is for this highest good, because this story is being written by you with the help of the universe. Okay, so a lot of conclusions there, Scorpio, but they're gonna heal you, and they're like apologetic endings, you know what I mean? And now we have beauty coming out. So I don't know if this was for Sagittarius, but I was just kind of talking. So let's go ahead and focus on Sagittarius energy. This is happening in your 6th house, Sagittarius. So this is all about your lifestyle, your health, the service that you offer other people. So let's get a 6th house new moon in Taurus message for Sagittarius. Now, Sag, you need to spend the rest of May getting ready for that full moon in your sign. Okay. Now, Sagittarius, I don't know if y'all just saw that, but these cards, when I pull for Sagittarius, the last time I pulled cards, your energy, like, it'll just balance there. So I just noticed that a little bit. But yeah, and it happened when I mentioned the full moon in your sign at the end of this month. So Sagittarius, we have choices similar to Aries. Okay, this is about the light and the dark. This is a crossroads for you, Sagittarius. Now, this does have the number 10 up there. So this is about certain things ending and completing. Sagittarius, the full moon is about endings and completions. So this month is all about you. It's all about things ending and completing for you, and the choices that you have to make because of those endings and completions. Okay, now we have that moon up there with that black bird flying. So this looks like the new moon in Taurus. So you're going to have some choices to make because of this new moon, because they're going to come to fruition. You're a major game player this month, Sagittarius. I am not surprised to see you at a crossroads, because full moons can do that to people. Full moons are a crossroads between the light and the dark. We've got the sun that's going to be in Gemini, and then we've got the moon that's going to be in your sign. So that's an opposition, and it's about the light and the dark. Now, I do see that you're leaning more towards a certain direction. But a crossroads is a crossroads no matter what. And this is a pretty tough decision. And it might have to do with a career or finances or your long-term goals or your future or your legacy, because that's what the number 10 symbolizes. But the number 10 is also an ending. So some of you got some choices to make between an ending and a beginning. Like, something ended and you're like, okay, now what? What do I do? What's going to be the beginning that follows this? And some of you have some choices to make to end something or to begin something. Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess of Earth and letting go. So this is about communicating all that is transforming for you. This is about communicating in a very grounded way. This is like a Mercury and Taurus card, because we've got 3 and then we've got Earth. So 3 is Gemini. This is your opposite energy. So the third house is grounded for you, right? You might be, Gemini season might be spent letting go of a lot of past strife, a lot of past negativity. We got the rigid card showing up for you too in self-worth. So letting go of that rigid way of living, but allowing yourself to make grounded choices right now. Make sure that you're making logical decisions, not emotional decisions. It's just really not time to make any emotional decisions, because we're entitled to feel how we feel right now. But even the universe is saying, humans, make sure that you're accessing this earth energy with Taurus, because if we make decisions right now based off of our emotions, we're not going to make the right decisions, because we're not even going to feel the same ways in a couple weeks. Like, these energies are really contributing to the ways that we feel. So just make sure that your choices are grounded. Make sure that you're making choices like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, not a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, or a Gemini, Aquarius. Like, this is about making earthly decisions. So what that means is you might be making decisions these are very physical choices, choices about money, choices about jobs, choices about where you want to live, choices about materialistic things. So this might be an emotional choice, but only because it's so tough. It's not like you're choosing between something that's emotional. This is a very real decision that's going to affect your very real life. Maybe you're thinking about moving. Maybe you're thinking about changing jobs. But this is going to be, whenever the choices card comes up, I know that it's a decision between light and dark, which is between the seen and the unseen. Now remember, we can't see right now with the new moon in Taurus, but we will be able to see when that moon is full in Sagittarius. So you might have some choices to make between them, but just remain grounded. Make sure you're communicating about these choices and about these conclusions. And this is an ending and a beginning, Sagittarius, but it's grounded, okay? And it has a lot to do with letting go as well. So Libra and Sagittarius are letting go. So if I was a Sagittarius, and remember, this is about your lifestyle. So some of you got some choices to make about the way you're living, about the service you offer other people. This is like all about your life. Remaining grounded though, having a grounded lifestyle. So Sagittarius, I would use this Taurus new moon to plant new intentions for the way that you live, to plant new intentions for your lifestyle, which is a very broad house. This is about service. So it could be your job, it could be where you live. Lifestyle is very broad, but it's all about how you live right now. If you want to live in a different way, in a different place, I would set intention for that, okay? So Capricorn, we almost had summon come out for you. So Capricorns are low-key summoning things from nothing right now, using magic, but we don't want to out Capricorn. Capricorns are supposed to look serious and not spiritual, but we all know under the surface that Capricorns are quite spiritual, with Sagittarius as their 12th house. So Capricorn, this is happening in your 5th house. Taurus is a very fun energy for you usually, because it's an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn are probably feeling this energy very well. Hopefully you're having fun with it like Virgo is, Capricorn. This time of year is pretty fun and positive for the earth signs, because you guys start really getting in your groove. You start getting in your mode. Things become more grounded. Hopefully you are honoring your value that your Taurus sisters are teaching you. So let's see what this 5th house energy has to bring. You're also going to have Uranus in your 5th house, Capricorn. So this is all about, you having fun with these changes happening. But we have lust. This is not the first time lust has come out for you, Capricorn. So this new moon is definitely about pleasure for you. It's about raunchy pleasure and just having straight up, maybe some good sex and just connecting with a certain person. I see that there is a man and a woman here that is having quite a good time in earth. So I am channeling that some of you might be experiencing lust in a different way. It might not be with your partner. It might not be with who you're in a relationship with. It might just be, there might be something else satisfying your lust right now. I'm a Capricorn rising, and maybe it's your job. Maybe it's how well the money's going. Maybe it's how well your independence is going, Capricorn. But we do have 4, 5, 6 up here. So this is 4 plus 2, which is 6. So this is like a lust for life. This is about you feeling lustful in your life, Capricorn. I know that sounds kind of deviant, but you guys should understand this energy being the devil card in tarot, right? This is a connection between two people, but not for all of you. Some of you are experiencing this as an individual. So the overall message I'm getting, since this is your fifth house of life, of pleasure, this is about pleasure coming back into your life, sexually, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. This is about you really feeling this hot sexual, kind of blissful euphoria energy. So I'm not sure if there's going to be someone that comes into your life, Capricorn. We do have the individual card, individuality. So this tells me that you guys are really experiencing this on your own. You might not need a person, place, or thing to, you might be just enjoying being a lustful individual. So what I basically mean by that is some of you are just really fantasizing about being single and being able to just have casual sex with anybody you want. You know what I mean? I am getting a lot of messages here for you, Capricorn. You're a lustful individual right now. And that's because Taurus is your fifth house. So this energy in Taurus is really pushing you towards a more direction of pleasure. Some of you could be finding yourself a little bit more hornier than usual. You do have Mars in your sign. Can be very horny. You've got Pluto and Saturn in your sign. Mars is going to be moving out of your sign tomorrow on the 16th though. So Mars has probably taught you guys a lot about sexual war. It's probably taught you a lot about you being a lustful individual. Now, you guys do have Lilith in your sign. So Lilith is very lustful energy. We have deceit here as well. So just be careful, Capricorn, because I'm not sure if this is your energy, but this looks like Lilith to me. Like lust and deceit. Pretty interesting cards to come up. So just be careful not to lead by lust. Deceit wasn't your underlying energy though. We did have individual. So you just want to be careful not to be a deceitful individual though, Capricorn, because Saturn's in your sign and you will receive karma for that. But there, you could just be, you could just be focusing on yourself as an individual, and maybe you have this, Capricorn, sometimes you have to deceive people. Okay, especially when there's a lot of energies going on like this. This is you just wanting to be happy, you know what I mean? And having that lust for life again, feeling alive again and earthy and grounded and feeling happy again. I don't think Capricorn has been happy over the last few months. So this is the number 6 up there. I don't know if the 24th is interesting to you guys, but 4 + 2 is 6. So this is about lust for life. Some of you might want to listen to that Lana Del Rey song that's a lust for life, you know what I mean? But having a lust for life means just being happy that you're alive. Nobody's stopping you. Capricorn, you're supposed to have a lust for life. You are a lustful individual. You work well with these energies, especially while Lilith is in your sign. You guys are the devil card, so you work well with these lustful subconscious energies. And then the individual card is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, this is about you remaining an individual, even though, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 2 cards that have 11. And also 2 cards that have 6, because we've got 4 + 2, which is 6, and then 5 + 1, which is 6. So, I feel like some of you are feeling a little bit in pieces in the relationships that you're in, because we've got fragments and lust. So even though you're trying to have a lust for life, Capricorn, there's an energy around you that is just kind of destroying that sexual positivity that Lilith is trying to teach you. It's almost like there's a lustful spirit that's kind of picking up the pieces with you, Capricorn. But I do feel like some of you are in relationships that are just falling apart, and you're trying to keep them alive with lust and sex, but that is deceiving yourself. That's why I deceive in individuals. So you don't want to deceive yourself right now, Capricorn. Now we have 2 11 cards. So this is dealing with lifestyle in groups of people. So some of you are deceiving yourself by staying in groups of people. The groups of people you live in with, the community that you're living in, it's just no longer a reflection of who you truly are. Because you just want to take flight, Capricorn. You just want to take flight. You know what I mean? There's something happening underneath the surface with you as an individual right now. And this is the number 11, so it might have to be, don't lose yourself to the groups of people around you, especially if they're deceiving you, okay? Because we got 2 11s right here, okay? 4 + 7, 3 + 8. That's 2 11s. And 11 means your wishes, your goals, your dreams. So, you don't want to let any individual deceive you of that, Capricorn. I don't know. Your reading is really interesting. Hopefully this is making sense to you. Some of you are really trying to move towards a happier lifestyle right now because your lifestyle is in pieces. your lifestyle, there's a lust for life, but there's also pieces that you need to pick up, Capricorn, because there's pieces of you underneath the surface. And your final message is just be careful of losing your individuality to the deceitful people around you. Don't allow groups of people or people you work with or live with to deceive you from who you really are, because Capricorn, you know who you are at the end of the day. You know what makes you happy, and you know what causes you pleasure. So this new moon is all about your happiness. It's all about your earth energy. This is earth energy just like you. So make sure that you're doing things that are positive for yourself right now and that are causing you happiness. Okay, Aquarius, this is happening in your 4th house of emotional stability, home environment, family, roots. So this has everything to do with where you live, Aquarius. And I would be planning new seasons. So if any of you Aquariuses want anything to change in your family life, in your home life, in your roots, okay? So we have the meditation card come out for you, Aquarius. This card almost came out for Gemini and it almost came out for Virgo, but it definitely flipped all the way out for you, Aquarius. Time to meditate. It's time to meditate. And this new moon is definitely a time for you to meditate, set new intentions through meditation to really reevaluate your foundation. Taurus is about foundation, and you have it in your 4th house. So it's very important. If you've ever wondered why as an Aquarius you really appreciate your home to be stable and sound and balanced, well, it's because you're a fixed sign, and also because Taurus is occupying that 4th house for you, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. So, you know, this could be a very emotional time for you, but Aquarius, you handle emotions differently. So you might not be feeling these emotions, but you might be feeling them at home. Like these emotions could be coming to you through a sense of your emotional foundation. Maybe you could be having some emotional family problems right now. But we have the meditation card to set you free from all that. This is a time for you to really meditate, for you to reach your higher self, you know what I mean? Receive guidance from up above, from your alien galactic realms. We've got the 5 and the 2 up here, so 25. Maybe the 25th of May is important for some of you. Maybe some of you are going to be moving around that time. Or setting the intent, going out to look for places, houses and apartments. But we do have the 7. So this is the 7th house of relationships for you, which is Leo. You are the South Node, Aquarius. So, you know, it's still about releasing for you. It's still about learning from your own energy. So I don't know if you guys have a significant Leo in your life, or if this is just bringing the attention to all of your guys' partners. But there's a need to meditate. And maybe you're meditating about your relationships or about your partnerships with other people. Remember, we have a relationship with all things. For some of you, this is about the relationship you have with yourself. But this new moon is very spiritual for you. It's all about meditating. And you are going to find certain answers through meditation, Aquarius. Now, this is your 4th house. We had a secret card come out, which is movement. And it's interesting. Leo got movement upside down. So some of you are definitely conjoined with Leo energy. And it's like the way to move right now, Aquarius, is through a meditative state. Like you might not be moving physically, but some of you need to create a spiritual home for yourself, because this is all happening in your 4th house of emotion. Now remember, the 4th house is ruled by Cancer. So that's all you got to remember when you want to realize how emotional the 4th house truly is. It's ruled by cardinal water. So it brings attention to our roots in our family, our children, our home environment, but also our emotional foundation. So some of you are going to be meditating towards movement, which is going to help you move towards a more stable foundation emotionally. Like, I don't know how your guys' home environment is, but you guys might be, you know, really thinking forward towards the future about what your dream home is like, or about the changes you want to have. For some of you, you just want, you know, new floors in your house, or just maybe some of you do want to move. But just know that if you're an Aquarius and you are dealing with some home chaos, it's time to meditate, and you'll move after you meditate. Okay, there's something going on with the home environment with Aquarius this month because of this new moon, because of Uranus. Uranus is your ruling planet, you guys, and this is just moved into your 4th house. So how emotional is that going to be? We have forbidden. We have letting go of what's forbidden. So Aquarius, it's time to take a more honest approach, especially in love. We have honest love. Okay, you see what I mean? So some completions happening there and being honest about that, Aquarius, but also letting go of anything that no longer serves you. The door is closed and you are forbidden to go back there. You learned what you needed to learn from it. You're learning from your foundation right now. You're definitely learning from letting go. And we have the 22 up there, which is 4. This is the 4th house. So you guys have a forbidden foundation. There's something that you need to let go of, okay? And there's no going back either to it. So it's about being honest and letting go of things that just seem forbidden to you now. Like, I can't do that. That doesn't match my worth. But I see meditation and movement. And we also have the number 11. So 7 and 11, which is literally interesting because, so also this is the 29th. I'm going to tell you just like I told Leo. The 29th is when the Sagittarius full moon is happening. So some of you guys might be, moving when it comes to that Sagittarius full moon, because we literally have movement. So I do see that some of you guys are meditating towards a certain move. Like you guys want to move houses or cities, or, you don't always have to move houses. Some of you just want a foundation for your home, or I'm sorry, foundation for your emotions, which would make sense why meditation would be coming up for you. But I'm telling you guys, it's really important that you're meditating around this time. We are, Aquariuses are the 11th house, and we have 9 plus 2. So Aquarius is really wanting to move right now. Maybe not houses. All of you are wanting to move in different directions. So you want to follow your own intuition here. But it's about meditating collectively is what this is saying. And moving as a collective. Moving as a consciousness. But, this is your 4th house, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are really setting the intent to move houses, because that has everything to do with your emotions. Sometimes all we need is a change in scenery or a change in environment, because this is emotional for you, Aquarius, and you've got Uranus hanging out in your 4th house of Taurus for a while. So this is all about changes in your emotional foundation, changes in your home. Some of you over the next 7 years could move several times, because Uranus, you guys know your ruling planet, right? It brings sudden change. It brings shock. So some of you might get an offer like, wow, I'm going to be moving to California. So my advice to you, Aquarius, is to just plant emotional seeds that have to do with your foundation, and plant seeds of intentions for where you consider home. It's all about belonging. It's all about feeling like home is where the heart is, you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys are doing okay in the emotional areas of life, and also having a very sound home. But some of you I do feel that some of you are wanting to create change spiritually with the home environment. So yeah, you've got 7 years to kind of, go through that, Aquarius. So hopefully that was helpful. Make sure you follow your own intuition, you aliens. Okay, Pisces, last but not least, what's going on with us? This is our 3rd house, guys. Taurus symbolizes our communication. So Pisces, Uranus is also in our 3rd house. So this is sudden changes that we need to communicate about. This is also short distance travel. So a lot of you Pisces could be traveling, a couple hours away, maybe not anything too long distance, but this is definitely your 3rd house. So communication, lower mind. I know I've been struggling a lot with my lower mind because of this 3rd house energy, but hopefully Uranus is going to bring a lot of changes there to our short distance travel. So let's see what this new moon is about. This is definitely a time to set new intentions for the way that we communicate. Some of us communicate on platforms. We have the High Priestess of Water, you guys. So to me, this is like the Ace of Cups, but it's also like we have 4 High Priestesses in this deck. Oh, actually 5. We've got the High Priestess of Water, Fire, Earth, Air, and then Spirit. Pisces, this is an emotional card. This is about intuition. This is about our feelings. This is about being psychic. I mean, this High Priestess of Water is basically Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy all in one. And then we've got that crystal clear number 4 up there. So I'm getting a message here about our emotional foundation, and also about listening to our intuition. Okay, creating for us Pisces, the most grounded foundation we're ever going to get as Pisces is going to be through spirit and through our emotions, because we're just not like any of the other zodiac signs. So to go through a new moon in our 3rd house, to go through this new moon in Taurus, it's all about our emotion. It's all about our spirituality, all about our intuition, our emotions, you know what I mean? The depths of our soul, Pisces. Like, this is the high priestess of water, and this is just such a Pisces card. And we have the bottom of the deck is beautiful. And then look at this. We've got the moon, and we've got vision. And then the high priestess of fire. So some of you have an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo in your life. Some of you have a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But we have the high priestess of water, beauty, and the moon. So this is a beautiful moon for you, Pisces. And I know it's taken a toll on that fourth house of emotion. And we do have a lot of energy moving into Gemini soon. Gemini is our fourth house of emotion. So May and June, we're going to be feeling some stuff. Okay, there's going to be some changes in energy that we, you know, Pisces, we work with the collective. Okay, so just like Aquarius, we feel everyone's emotions. So not everybody's doing so well right now. So it's about becoming this high priestess of water. Look at the moon on her forehead. So following our intuition, you know, not losing ourselves to the current that we're responsible for. We're fish. You know what I mean? A fish should not be afraid for a room to fill up with water, or for a realm to fill up with water. We can flow, but I feel like we're allowing this earth energy to really kind of shake us and scare us a little bit. But the way out right now, Pisces, is to just flow, baby. Just flow, baby, because that's just the only way right now. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing happening with us, Pisces. And look, we've got 2 number 4s. So this is definitely about our foundation, our emotional foundation. This is more of a Cancerian energy. But it is definitely about 4, because we've got the number 4, and then we've got 40, which is 4 plus 0. So our emotions are beautiful, Pisces. What's happening with us right now is beautiful. Our intuition, it's truly beautiful. And we've got this rose, so it's growing. But this is about being a beautiful high priestess of water. That's the message for us. And if there's anything the high priestess of water needs, is an emotional foundation. That's why she's the number 4. And we've got 40 and 50. So there's a hidden beauty happening with you right now, Pisces. You are the moon. Pisces is the moon card in tarot. So this reminds me of the moon. We've got some real strong Cancer energy coming up. But this moon is beautiful. This is a moon of beauty. And it really is, because Taurus rules beauty. So it's about tapping into the abundance that we have emotionally, Pisces. It don't matter if we don't got $1 to our name. It don't matter if we're homeless and single and alone. We are beautiful always because of the energy that we bring. Whether we're homeless or scared or emotionally distraught or ungrounded. And we also have vision. Okay, so Pisces, you've been getting visions about certain completions. The Sagittarius full moon is going to be lit. This is 8. So there's hidden visions happening with you, Pisces. Definitely. We've got these 2 moons. Okay, we've got the moon and we've got vision. So we're going to be getting certain visions about our life right now. And it's going to be happening in a very secretive way, because we've got the 8 up there, which is hidden, secret intimacy. Very intimate visions. And we literally have the moon. The beautiful moon. This is a moon of beauty. So Pisces, this is what we have to communicate. It's about communicating our emotions. Communicating about what we think, what we find beautiful. We might see beauty in hidden things right now, you know, and we're very emotional. So it's time, with the 3rd house, it's time to start communicating our visions. It's time to communicate what we can see. Because Pisces, you see the beauty in the unseen things, like you're very hidden, like this cat. So the full moon in Sagittarius and the new moon in Taurus is all about, you know, things that are hidden, a hidden beauty happening under the scene with you, something hidden happening in your emotions right now. But it's about seeing our emotions as beautiful. Okay, it's about seeing our emotions as something that it allows us to be intuitive and psychic. And because of Taurus, this is growing like a beautiful rose. Taurus is sextiles Pisces. So I'm seeing 2 very Pisces cards, okay, that tell me that there's a lot going on with Pisces right now under the surface. It might be good things, it might be bad things, but either way, we are up to our head in the emotional, psychic, spiritual fields. I mean, come on now. We've got vision. So stay true to the vision, Pisces. Especially if you have a vision with a fire sign. Just be careful of any deceit. I feel like you're causing the deceit. We've got all these high priestesses. We've got the high priestess of air, the high priestess of fire, and the high priestess of water. We are only missing the high priestess of earth. And I feel like we're making certain wishes to become more grounded, but we are missing that earth energy. We have all, Spirit showed me all the high priestesses, but we are missing the high priestess of spirit as well. So we need to become spiritually grounded right now. We understand these energies. Pisces, we understand this kind of stuff. We understand these things make so much sense to us. Vision. We got these watery visions going on underneath the surface when we're sleeping. We understand beauty in our own way too. Okay, so it's about creating a beautiful foundation for ourselves. An emotional foundation, guys. You know, it's not about earth for us. It's about being emotionally okay. So if you're a Pisces and underneath the surface you're just not happy, you're not seeing these emotions as beautiful, well then your foundation is about to change. Where you live is about to change. And it might happen under the surface. There's a lot of deep emotions for you Pisces, but the trick is to just see it as beautiful. Even Taurus thinks it's beautiful. So stay true to the vision, Pisces. And this moon is all about short distance travel emotionally. And you might want to plant certain intentions in the ground, metaphorically, to better communicate about your visions, to better communicate your emotions, to better communicate things that, you know, not everybody understands, Pisces. So it's about time that we start communicating, especially Gemini season. That's a mutable season. So we're going to be able to, even though that squares us, it's going to help us communicate. We've got Venus moving into Cancer too, so that's just going to be causing a lot of feels. And also, Gemini is our 4th house. So come Gemini season, Pisces, there could be a lot of emotional movement. Some of us could be moving houses, and it could cause us a lot of emotion because we're moving. You know how it is as Pisces, even though we're mutable, we don't like change emotionally because we feel things so intensely. So you want to set the intent for these changes to be peaceful and beautiful emotional seeds. So I'm going to get a card for all of us. We have beauty and we have success. So this full moon is beautiful for all of us collectively, and it's very successful. This is a successful, beautiful moon. And we have the moon here, and we have cycles. So this is about hidden cycles coming to an end, you guys. But we can either see this as a happy thing, or we can fight the current. Because we have 5 and 10 here. So it's interesting that cycles is the number 10 card, 7 plus 3. So certain cycles have come to an ending, you guys. It's the moon cycle. The moon cycle has come to an end, you guys, and it's time for us to summon healing. It's time for us to summon new beginnings for ourselves, because look, we have a congratulations and a success, but this is the number 12 up there. So this is a beautiful spiritual success. Okay, this new moon is about setting the intent for success. Taurus is a very abundant and beautiful, successful sign, and they're very grounded. So this is about becoming beautifully grounded, beautifully successful. This is a beautiful congratulations. So congratulations, you have made it to the Taurus new moon. You have made it to Uranus and Taurus. You're here and you're alive and you're beautiful, you're successful, and Spirit wants to congratulate you for all that you've accomplished. And this is a very spiritual congratulations. Okay, so some of us are going to be receiving a very spiritual congratulations for completing very, very intense cycles. The universe has been with us through these battles, through the moon cycles, and it's like a beautiful conclusion, a beautiful congratulations of success. Success is about to become very beautiful and abundant with this Taurus new moon. Remember, Taurus works more with the physical, but it's also very beautiful energy because of Venus. So I feel that the seeds that we plant, guys, as long as we plant them in the name of beauty and abundance, we will be successful. It's time to really come in to these beautiful energies. I am going to read from the book though, just in case there's anything I'm missing here. So let's look up beauty first. Let's see what Spirit has to say about beauty. And that is on page 106. Okay, beauty. So every rose has its thorns, just like every cowboy. Okay, every rose has its thorns, and the symbol of beauty reminds you that beauty is never perfect. Just as beautiful experiences. Oh, let's see. Beauty is never perfect, just as the beautiful experiences you have will never be perfect forever. So this is about being beautifully imperfect. Beauty is not skin deep, you guys. Beauty is growth. Beauty is abundance. So when you revel in the beauty that is true, you can look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are already perfect as you are. When you choose this symbol, it is a sign that beauty is all around you. Keep a positive attitude. Expect wonderful things, and they will come to you. See yourself as beautiful, and you know that beauty is not skin deep. It includes qualities that lie well beneath the surface. Look well beneath the surface. Look for the truer beauties in others as well, and always look beyond appearances. So guys, this full moon is definitely, it's bringing the light and the true essence to beauty. I mean, leave it to Taurus to really stabilize that information for us. So you heard what it said, you know what I mean? It's about accepting the thorns as a part of the rose, which is taking the good and the bad right now and still growing beautifully from it. It's the number 40, so it could have to do with our foundations and our emotions. And then we have the success. So let's see here. Success. I mean, what two great energies to have, you know? It's very Taurus. Taurus is a beautiful successing sign. So let's see what success has to say for us, which is 104. Oh, I didn't even realize that we have the 39 and the 40 card, you guys. See? I'll show you here in just a second. We have the 39 up there and the 40. So that's numerology. That's a step in the right direction. It's like, literally, like I can't make this stuff up, but 39 and 40 there. So you must celebrate now, as I do, for you have achieved success. So this is like, our achievements, you guys, are beautiful right now. Accomplishments are yours now, and you are in the position to reap the reward of what your hard work has shown. The symbol of success reminds you that hard work pays off. Being true to yourself and refusing to compromise will yield you to good things. Choosing this symbol is a wondrous sign that all is well in your life. The symbol requires you to keep working hard, lest you lose your knowledge you have gained. Now is not the time for slacking off. Keep going and celebrate even the smallest of victories. Be proud of yourself as I am proud of you. Remember, everything you choose now will come to be realized. Choose wisely. So what a beautiful message there. We want to choose wisely right now, guys. Spirit wants us to know that we have made so many achievements. We have made so many accomplishments. They are beautiful. So this is literally like both ends of the spectrum. Being called beautiful and being told that we're successful, like this is just an overall boost of confidence spiritually, I feel. And hopefully you took some wisdom from the House of Night. Sometimes I like to read directly from the book, but what I'm channeling is that there's just a success growing with us right now, and it's growing in a beautiful way. We are becoming more enlightened about beauty, and also we're becoming more enlightened about the successes in our life. So leave it to Taurus to really highlight both of those energies for us. So thank you so much for watching my video, you guys. I am so blessed. I've got oath and self-worth. So we definitely want to take, I don't know why I wanted to open up to that, but we have now, this Taurus new moon is about taking an oath of self-worth. No longer putting up with people, places, and things that don't reflect our true worth. In order to be successful and beautiful, we have to stay committed to the newfound self-worth that Taurus season, Sun in Taurus, Moon in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus is trying to teach us. It's all about our self-worth, you guys. We've taken an oath. We need to stay confident. Remember what that book said? It said stay committed. Don't slack off now. It took a lot of hard work to get here. Nobody is successful overnight. So, you know, I know some of us might feel trapped emotionally because of this newfound worth. It's definitely complicated, but you have to be honest about the differences right now happening in our life. We're all being evolved and transformed, you know. So thank you so much for listening to this video, you guys. I really do have a good time sitting with you, pulling cards for all the 12 signs, and I'm wishing you guys from one Taurus moon to another. As far as the moon being new in Taurus tonight, as a Taurus moon, I'm just sending you an abundance of energy. I pray that all of you find your worth, all of you find your value, all of you come into the right possessions, And hopefully we're all just honoring our self-worth like Taurus is teaching us. So stay blessed, everyone. Happy new moon in Taurus. Happy Taurus and Uranus. And talk to you later, guys. Bye.